Good morning. This is Professor Bauer. This is a special edited version of the face-to-face class that took place um, Tuesday evening, May 31st, 2022. This particular section is being published because it will help the students in both sections of ICT 4010 to do their very best work on their final assignment. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll cover this as quickly as possible. This is right from the Canvas description, and this is a portfolio assignment. As I said last night, I recommend that you provide your own storage for your portfolio when you've completed this. That way you have control and security and availability for that should it become important in future jobs or in your justification of your work at DU with your management, your company. All right. The purpose of the assignment is to incorporate all of the information, not necessarily copy everything in one big collection, but to arrange it, to structure it, and to make sure that it represents all of the work that you've done on the Arch Assurance case study. I'm not going to read the slides to you, but I do want you to make sure that you read them. I'm taking the assignment and making a checklist, several checklists actually, that will be in this assignment. It is a coherent, comprehensive, and current state of all the enterprise architecture analysis on Arch Assurance. You're to assemble all of this work into one cohesive document reflecting all the things that we've done together. The final deliverable, and look at the just one of the checklists, there are several below. An abstract, and of course, one paragraph, but reflecting the complete complexity, the end state, and not just the process they got there. Table of contents, table of figures, section headings, references. Make sure that you're using the UCall Style Guide and Chicago Manual of Style. You're taking all the various parts of your previous work and putting them all together. So what this means is that you've got to revisit your early assignments and make sure they are in perfect order. You can't assemble ones that have missing parts or failed style or formatting errors, merge them all together. They're going to get the same grade that the previous one got, and I don't think anyone wants that. This has been a learning exercise, and more than anything else, I hope you will demonstrate that you've learned not only how to structure this information, not only how important the information is for the overall success of the Arch Assurance organization, but also that your final product reflects a lot of work and a commitment to excellence. So address any missing elements, assemble it into one cohesive response, make sure that you've added the stuff from week 9 in cloud-based AI, machine learning, using the IoT data, this concept of data-driven insurance. Make sure again that the regulatory drivers with GDPR and CCPA, data localization, data sovereignty, in all the places, including the outsourcing in Australia, where Arch Assurance intends to do business. You've got a lot of harmonizing and updating, abstract, table of contents, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the very end, was it worth it? And I'd like a good paragraph. This is optional and extra credit, but it could sway the difference between B plus and an A and an A plus. Was TOGAF 9.2 and was Archie valuable in this case study? Was it helpful for you to be the analyst here? or did it just get in the way of clearly communicating what needed to happen? Your call, no right or wrong answer there. A few helpful suggestions. I mentioned in week 9 that a table may have been the best way to approach the regulatory compliance issues. List all the locations. Make sure you got them all. Each one of those has some variant of GDPR, but with China having a couple of extra concerns there, California, etc. Privacy guidance with the AI data collection. You cannot have a central location for all the AI to take place. You're dealing with data sovereignty rules for the regional geographies. Who's your cloud provider going to be? Will it be an international one like Amazon or Azure's from Microsoft? Will you go with a national provider like Alibaba in China? There's a good argument to be made that a national provider in China might be politically savvy on your part, okay? And then comments, concerns, etc. So keep those things in mind. If you structured it in a way that hits all those issues and you just go paragraph by paragraph on all the locations, fine. But if not, it may be worth chunking this, especially if on grading your week 9 paper, I called attention to the fact that this was a part of the assignment that you missed. Fix it, okay? If it cost you a grade, it'll cost you a grade on the final week 10 paper too, okay? All right, checklist for gotcha mistakes. Please use the same font. Don't, make sure you look through things. Heading and subheadings are upper and lower case. Fix the corrections and then add those into the pure major paper that you have, the one that has the template like appearance. In other words, it's kind of like creating a virus. If you take font changes and all those kinds of things and then import those and say retain these in the import, don't do that. Make sure that they are constrained by the target copy and not by the source, okay? Make sure you center your headline. A lot of them are creeping over 0.5 because you're using the paragraph indent instead of a pure center. Images, make sure you use the 3-point Bauer-Eiss rule. Introduce the image in the sentence before you use it. Once you place the image, caption it, keep that consistent, and then in the writing immediately following, next paragraph or continued writing, explain why it's there. Why is this important? What are things the reader needs to notice? So keep all those things in mind. RTP, make sure you read the entire assignment and attend because there are lots of complexities for this. And the rubric is your friend. There are places in the various rubrics that call for have to cite this, have to cite that, particularly the security thing. Make sure you cite that security document, not just include it in the bibliography, although that would be important, but you have to cite it. And why is it important? How does it drive this discussion? So we'll look at the rubric one more time. Okay, a little rock and roll imagery here, analogies. 2 ways to do this paper. The first one from Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. And this is the best way to go about this. Look at the checklist here. Clean up all the formatting. Create your structure. Write it down. Make sure you're touching all the bases here. Use the template. I walked through a USB drive that I brought to class. If you need that, you have one last chance to get it, and it's not the night before it's due. Send me an email to my Gmail address, and because this is being published online at YouTube, I will not leave that there, but send me an email via Canvas and we'll connect and I'll send it to you. But don't wait till the last minute, because if you get that the day before, you're already going to be behind. Okay, so um, make sure, and these are reminders to all the things that you need to do. Submissions, please don't go more than 7,000 words, and write concisely. And so that's one song, Stairway to Heaven. The other is Highway to Hell. And this is, sorry, but this is how to do a lousy job. Don't care about it. Just glom them all together, and you're going to get a really messed up, as I mentioned earlier, United Nations Christmas. I mean, just a smorgasbord of things, not very well arranged, that looks like something that got cut and pasted and put together at the last minute. Don't do that, okay? And just keep that in mind, okay? Hopefully, I'm not being too cutesy with you. As we wrap things up, keep your checklist. Print these slides, checklist them, adjust, fit, change. Give yourself days to be able to proofread and make sure everything is right here. It's going to take that much time. Get away from it. Have someone else read it, and pay them if you have to. Use Grammarly if you're weak on your grammar stuff. Keep an eye out for the inconsistent formatting, margins, fonts, spacing, etc. Okay, you don't want to have it look like 5 different sources. Okay, the paper is due Monday, June 6th at midnight. This represents an extension on my part, but it also leaves me with more pressure and less time to get all the grading done. So please, I cannot accept papers after that. They will receive a 1-letter grade penalty if they are late. All right, per day, and none accepted after June 8th. You get a big fat 0, and that will kill you for this term. I don't believe in gotcha and threats. I just, these are the facts and these are the things that we have to work through. Okay. Please, after I've threatened you with failure, please recommend me. No, seriously, what could help the course be better? How could I be better? I always try to improve on these things, so keep that in mind. And then finally, the rubric is your friend. Look at all the different things that have to be done: coherent, comprehensive, current, context, audience, purpose, the ideas, the conclusions, how you integrate all these sources. And then finally, my favorite, grammar, mechanics, and style. Anyway, good luck on this assignment. Thank you for a great class. Please, as I mentioned earlier, complete your class evaluation. Keep in touch. Stay in touch via LinkedIn. I love to help my students in their careers in the future. I promise to not hassle you or sell anything to you. Finish strong. I know you can. Bye-bye now.